On today's episode of the Warne's Way podcast, I'm joined by somebody who could be feeling probably a little bit better after the results of England 4-1, but he's the managing director of the Barmy Army, Chris Millard. Welcome to the Warne's Way podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's mixed feelings really. We're a few days after the series ended, but it's great to be on the show and love what you're doing, love what happened throughout the series with the relationship we had, and really wanted to come on and tell our story.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Chris. So what was the first plan of action once the last day of stumps? It's all finished. It's 4-1. What was all of the Barmy Army feeling? And what were the plans? Did you go out and celebrate? Did you catch up with the players?
Yeah, we had a party. So of course we had a party with the Barmy Army. So we went down to Cargo Bar in Sydney and obviously finished right at the end of the series on the last day. And that was good, I think, good for the game to have a test match going deep. And obviously for England, it wasn't the way we wanted it to go. But you know what? It's been a tough series and it's all about celebrating, enjoying it. And I'd be lying if I said a few players didn't come down to the party. Because
so they joined you after?
Yeah, there was a few there that wanted to just come and give back and say thanks for your support and just show their face and say thanks guys, we really appreciate it and really appreciate you.
Well, I know the highlight of the whole Boxing Day test for me was seeing the Barmy Army, and on that 27th of December, so not Boxing Day, the second day, because on Boxing Day, for the 350 moment, I was on the ground with a few of the players tipping the hat and looking around the ground and seeing everybody tipping the hat. It was amazing. But I could hear in the distance the Barmy Army. I couldn't hear exactly what they were saying, and I know you guys were singing a song for Dad. So I said, look, guys, for tomorrow, if the Barmy Army sing a song again for Dad, I'd love to be in front of them in Bay 13, which is Dad's stand, and just be there, hear the song, and do it with them. So it happened, and I was there with my sister Brooke. I saw you guys hanging up the flag, and to hear Walking in a Warnie Wonderland was one of the most unique and coolest experiences ever. So thank you so much for honouring Dad in that way, because I know for me, my family, and Australia as well, it was one of the coolest things ever. So thank you.
Absolutely no problem. But I think what your dad gave to Test cricket and gave to cricket fans all around the world was so special. And ultimately, we are massive enemies, and your dad was villain number one through the 90s and the 2000s, but the respect of how good he was, and also like we only wish he was English, and that's true. Like when you speak to people afterwards, like they have such admiration for him. A Test cricket great, a legend of the game, and for us to be able to honour him and tip our hat to Shane and say, well, thank you for your entertainment and the fun we had over the years, and it's the least we could do, and thanks for getting us involved.
No, thank you. So one thing I'd love to know with the songs, how do you come up with the songs? Is there a process where you've got a designated team that's thinking, okay, we've got this upcoming test, or we're going to be here, or this is who's playing? Like, what's actually the process that goes through coming up with a song?
Yeah, I think we get asked a lot about the songs and how the people come up with them, but ultimately it's really organic. So when things happen in the game or things evolve, an example would be the Will Jack came into the England side, and Finchy was chatting to a few people, and someone said, Jack's the way. And Finchy's like, oh yeah, I can play that on the trumpet. Does it work? Yeah, let's try it. A few people sung it, and then it cottons on. And the truth is, the simpler the songs, the better they are, because they catch on without being too simple. So we find the balance, and we had some real standout songs like Oh What a Night and Jack's the way on this tour.
It's so cool, because I went there on the second day with about 15 of my friends, and they all said it was their dream to sit with the Barmy Army. So we got all tickets with them all, and they were so happy. And when I was sending them videos from the first day, they were like, no, that's not real. They're not singing every single minute of the day. And so when we're sitting down, one of the best things ever was when you hear the "We are the," and it goes for about 5 or 6 times. And as it's finishing, you don't know when it's going to finish. So all of us were like, "We are the," and we're just joining in, and it was so much fun. Is it like that everywhere you go with the Barmy Army?
I think Australia's the biggest. The Ashes is the biggest. We've got everyone who travels out with us, all the 30, 40,000, however many there were. Yeah. Plus the additional expat community makes our following so big and so loud. It does keep going and keep going, but it is really organic. And okay, we're in Sri Lanka next week. Well, there'll be a lot less people there, but it'll still be loud. We'll still have Finchy there. Yeah. The ethos of the Barmy Army remains the same, but the Ashes is what it's all about and where it's the biggest.
Yeah, and what about the Ashes when it's in the UK? Would you say you're even louder and prouder there, or is it when you're here in Australia?
I think in the UK it's a little bit different, because you've got, like in Australia, people just go for the day, people go to a couple of test matches only for the day. When you're here, you're on holiday, you're bought in, you're at every day.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're drinking in the bars after, you're seeing your mates, so it's relentless. It's back to back. And I often get asked, how do they do it? How do they keep going in the sunshine and keep singing? I'm like, I've no idea. It just keeps happening. It keeps going and growing and going. I mean, the one thing that we'd love to see is an Australian version of what we do. I know you've got a big Aussie audience, but I feel like if you had an Australian version of the Barmy Army, singing some songs, giving a little bit back, it'd be great for the game.
It'd be huge for the game. And that was the first thing we actually said with our mates, because we said, why are we actually not this passionate? Sure, in Melbourne, probably our number one sport apart from cricket is AFL, and that's, nearly every Thursday to Sunday, and we're so passionate about that. Why isn't there a core group of fans for each team that are like the Barmy Army? And for me, it was inspiring to see. It definitely sparked a lot of ideas, but I completely agree with you. It would be huge for the game.
It would be. Warnie's Way could be the Aussie Barmy Army.
Yeah, that's the Warne's Army or something. Maybe there you go. We could collab in something like that. But what was it like managing, 30 to 40,000 English people all the way to Australia? Was that something that, when you hear that number, was it stressful to think about, or did you have other people helping you out? Was everybody responsible enough to do it themselves?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. I mean, we work on the Ashes like 3 or 4 years out. When we'll be looking at the Ashes 29-30 in 2027, we'll be really focusing our attention on that. And okay, we're on the face of it, we're an organisation that is very organic and natural, but actually there's a real structure behind it. We had 52 staff on this tour. We've got 23 full-time staff in the UK that work tirelessly on making sure that the travel's sorted, making sure the events are organised, making sure the merchandise is there. Because if you think about what we did on this tour, we took 3,500 people on an official travel programme, booked all their hotels, booked all their tickets, booked all the transfers. We had 31 different hotels in Melbourne alone.
Wow.
So we had a lot of properties.
Yeah.
But that's just half of what we do. You've got the events where we did events to over 15,000 people during the Ashes, and then merchandise. We sold 20,000 items this Ashes series. So if you think about those as individual businesses, then there's a lot of organisation and structure behind it.
Yeah. So you'd look at the Barmy Army as more than just a group of people coming together to cheer on England. It's actually a full-on organisation. It's a full-on community. There's staff. There's people running, and it's operated like a business.
Yeah, I think what makes it so brilliant is the organic nature to it. So you can just be part of the Barmy Army, come and sing a song, buy a bucket hat, get involved. You don't have to come on the official travel program, but behind the brand and behind what we do in the stands is a real organisation that enables us to be able to do that, and enables the growth, and enables to have a good relationship with Cricket Australia, to have all the allocation to steal Bay 13.
Yes, well, that was going to be my next question. So is that what you did? You hijacked Cricket Australia and said, we need Bay 13, give us the Shane Warne stand.
Yeah, I think we've always been in and around that area because it's always been good fun. And I think this tour was so big, we sold so many tickets, we just kept going, and we ended up taking Bay 13.
Well, it worked. And what did you guys do then for days 3 and 4? Because you could never have possibly had planned it was going to be finished in 2 days. But did you guys have like a big get together with everyone days 3 and 4, or?
The Melbourne bars were very grateful.
Were they?
But
you boosted the economy.
We boosted the economy. But ultimately, like I said at the start, we have a lot of Test cricket fans. Yeah. And to see a Test finish in 2 days, whether it was Perth or Melbourne, is disappointing. People want to see at least 3 days, 4 or 5 days ideally. But to be honest, it's been 16 years since England have won here. So on day 2 evening, there was a lot of celebrating.
Day 1 or 2, if it was finished, you're just happy to get that win.
Yeah, exactly. But let's hope that we don't have many more 2-day tests.
Yeah. And what about the SCG? Because I saw what you guys did for the Glenn McGrath Foundation, singing a song when they were all in the pink as well. It was huge.
Yeah, it's something that we love to do. We love to work with yourself or with the McGrath Foundation to keep the spirit of cricket alive. And whilst the Barmy Army, we have a little jab at Steve Smith or whoever the players are that are current, it's all good nature. Well, we try to make sure it is as much as we can control humans. We do our best as a brand to make sure it's all in good spirits. But then also it's what do we do off the field? So how do we work with the McGrath Foundation to make sure that every England fan travelling to Australia knows that the Sydney Test is all about the pink test. Day 3, let's get really behind it. Glenn McGrath's an amazing fella. He's been on our podcast a few times. He's helped at our events. And we just want to make sure that the spirit of cricket, of Test cricket, is very much alive and kicking.
And I feel like that's what the best ability of the Barmy Army was able to do, and it's something I recognise so much. This trip was, yes, even though Australia, England, rivals, Barmy Army, Aussie fans, rivals, but for us to both come together for the Glenn McGrath Foundation or on Boxing Day, like to come together as two countries, as two different people to actually unite and celebrate and honour a cause and actually help people along the way is huge. Do you guys do stuff like that in the UK as well, or in England?
We do, yeah. We work with the Ruth Strauss Foundation when it's the Red Test at Lords, and we try to make sure that blue for Bob at Edgbaston seems to be like the theme of the coloured test for causes. We really get behind it, but wherever we travel, we try to support local causes. I mean, we do events, we raise money for charity at those events, we support the Bondi victims and the heroes at some of our events, the McGrath Foundation. When we go to Sri Lanka, we work with Sri Lankan-based charities. I think it was in 2013 when there was a cyclone there. We helped, the money we raised helped rebuild a house in a village, so they call it the Barmy Army House.
Wow.
And the legacy that we're able to leave in some of these places by the support we give as cricket fans, because we're in the country. We're there because we love cricket and we want to go there, but also we love the country and we want to travel. And it's as much about the travel in the experience as it is about the cricket.
Yeah. That's huge. Was that one of the highlights then, do you think, from this whole trip as well, was just travelling with everybody all together?
I think it's one of the best communities in the world, because you've got a community of like-minded people, and the demographic is crazy. We had the youngest person on our tour program was 3 months old, and the oldest person was 85 years old.
What?
And that diversity in that 3,500 people is massive, and something that often surprises people is I think we had over 25% women. And of that 25%, over 10% were solo travellers. So there were solo women, either widowed or single, or didn't have anyone they wanted to travel with. They came with the Barmy Army because they feel safe, they feel part of something, part of the community, knowing they'll be looked after.
And I think that's so important, because so many people, maybe get uncomfortable travelling by themselves, or they don't feel safe. But for especially women to travel with you guys and feel safe to the other side of the world for the cricket is massive. Has there been anything you've learnt as well during this trip?
Yeah, so many things. And it's great that the Ashes has happened now, where we seem like the brand's grown a lot, the business is in a great place. The reception from the Australian media and the British media seems really positive about the Barmy Army now, which is awesome. But it does feel like we're just at the start of a really exciting journey.
Yeah. And you said you're going to the tennis in a few days. Have you got the Barmy Army rocking up to the tennis?
So we haven't got them rocking up to the tennis. No. However, you might see the Barmy Army fans supporting the Majestic team at Live Golf in Adelaide in February. So
will you be there for that as well?
I won't be, but our Adelaide Barmies, and we've got some people going in. We've been working with, I don't know if this is announced yet.
Yeah, this will probably go live in maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, so by then it will definitely be announced. So we'll be working with the Majestics team, and obviously that's the English team with Lee Westwood, Ian Poulter. Yeah. The Barmy Army will be getting right behind them, so it's pretty cool.
That'll be huge, because I went to my first Live Golf last year, and are you a big golfer?
A bad one, but a big one.
So you've been to a few tournaments, and it's usually a bit quiet. Yep. When I went to Live, it's literally the complete opposite. Yeah. So I think it will fit in perfectly with the Barmy Army.
Yeah. Well, you might hear it if you're going down there. You'll hear "We Are the Army" again. You go,
I've
just got it out of my head from Melbourne.
Going to the golf. Have you tried to do any other sports apart from just cricket?
We have, yeah. We had a dabble in rugby in the 2000s, and then in 2015 again. It just wasn't the right time, and I think the access to tickets is the thing that, if you're launching a new supporter club into a new category, getting that initial access to tickets is important to put your stamp on it and get involved. But there will be a time when we venture out into other sports. As much as anything with the Barmy Army now, we've got it to such a place where we've done a really good job of getting to where we are now. It's about what's next. So what's next? Other sports is one thing to look at, but also how do we help empower cricket through what we've learnt from the Barmy Army, the blueprint of a supporter club, building behind a supporter club, a travel system, an event system, and merchandise. How can we come and help Australia do something similar? How can we do something in America, which is a emerging market for cricket?
Oh, if Americans got on to like the Barmy Army and tried to do something because they've got 350 million of them, and they're probably the only other country that would be as patriotic as you guys that get behind their sport, because they lead the way in sports entertainment all around the world. You know, they've got obviously basketball, NFL, hockey, all these different sports. And I've been to a few of their games and they're just loud. It's huge.
They're even more patriotic than the Brits.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even I think it's a bit much.
Yeah.
I run the Barmy Army, but
Yeah.
no, the American community is probably the biggest opportunity for cricket right
Yeah.
now. So you've got the diaspora community of Indian and Pakistanis, Bangladeshis that are very passionate about the game and are working in America. They will drive a certain demographic there, and they will help build the game. But it's also, how do we engage the American community? I think Barmy Army could be one of the ways you can do that.
Definitely. And I remember back in, it was 2015, where it was Dad was captain of an 11 and Sachin Tendulkar was a captain of 11. And they went to all these different baseball stadiums in America and played a game of cricket. And on Dad's team, he would have like all of the Aussie players, and on Sachin's, it was some of India and English players. And he said that all of these games, even though you're in America, you're still selling 30, 40, 50,000 tickets because people underestimate how many cricket lovers there are in America. Yes, they don't play it there, but there's still people that will stay up at night time and watch the sport.
Yeah, and that's so true. And we see that now, and we see where it's going. There's an Olympics with cricket in 2028. We're hoping that England will be there, and obviously America will be there, and maybe that could be the launch pad for cricket over there.
Will Ruti be playing in the 2028 Olympics?
we hope so. I keep saying to him and say, look, reinvent yourself as a power hitter. Let's get you as a power hitter in for the Olympics. Let's get you in that gold medal. He said there's more chance of him being a coach than a player in that team.
No, we need him. We need him to play. He can retire with the gold medal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you've been friends with Ruti for a while, and I asked you before, how long have you known him for? And you said too long, too many years. Do you have your earliest memory with him? Can you remember your earliest memory?
Yeah, I mean, we really we became really good mates went to like rival schools growing up, but we became really good mates in our teen years, young teen years, and just seeing him like grow as a man and grow through his career from young, energetic, cheeky chap in the England team, very much a prankster, right the way through to where he's an absolute legend of the game and a leader in the dressing room. Now I was really proud to see him do that, and also like sometimes sit there and think, wow, like it's crazy. Like you must have seen it through your childhood, like saying, oh, that's my dad. He's incredible. I was saying, oh, that's just Ruti. But oh yeah, he's a legend of the game. Yeah, no, I can definitely relate to that because growing up, I always looked at Dad as just Dad, and I never saw him as Shane Warne, the cricketer. And it's only been since he's passed that in probably nearly the 3-4 years, I've actually watched more of his cricketing career, and I have so many questions of his cricketing career and moments that I've seen that I would have loved to have spoken to him about than I did in my entire life when I was with him. Just because there was more, like he always left cricket, outside the house, and at home it was always AFL, poker, watching other teams play cricket, not talking about Australia. Like he never rewatched the old games when he was commentating, and he just was always about something else. Yeah. But I guess like you, when you're looking at Ruti doing really well, you're like, well, to me, he's just Joe. He's my mate I've known for 15, 20 years, went to rival schools. But to see him perform for his country for such a long amount of time at the highest level, surely you'd be so proud. Absolutely. And it's almost like it become another weird and wonderful way that I'm in charge of the Barmy Army and he's doing his thing with England. And then we've got the friendship on the side. And it's like, wow, this is all a combination of great fortune on my side as much as anything to be here with watching him do what he does. It's
so cool. And was there anything when he was younger that you could quickly identify and go, yep, he's going to be a star, or yep, he's going to play for England one day? Or was there something that just separated him from everybody else?
I think his dedication and his like real love for the game. He still loves cricket. Like no matter how much
160 test matches later,
he still loves it. Like we play, if we go around for a barbecue, we play back garden cricket. He takes it seriously. Like he just loves the game of cricket. You talk to him about cricket, he's happy to talk to anyone about the game, and he's happy to help with like our mates that just play like pub league cricket in the UK. But he's happy to help, like give some advice, go to the net. He's taken me to the nets before when I was getting out a certain way. He said, right, you need to stop doing that, do this.
And giving you advice and tips.
Yeah, so because he has that love for the game, he's made him so dedicated. And you speak to his coaches from when he was younger, Sean Seagert, who was formerly Darren Lehman Academy, where Joe went. You speak to Sean, who now runs the Roots Academy in Australia, and you hear how he talks about Joe when he was there, how he was taking notes after every net session, how he was just so dedicated, so into the detail. And it's obviously paid dividends.
And you can tell that even in the way he's playing now and when he's talking to interviews, he's so engaged. Like, he's not somebody that's just like, yep, you know, like sometimes people would think Dad was, he'd walk up, somehow bowl leggies and take five and walk off. But he actually loved the game of cricket. Like, everybody I ever spoke to, he just would always be talking about cricket. You know, there'd be times where kids would be waiting for an autograph or a photo. They'd have a cricket ball. Dad would be like, just go back a bit, mate. I'll give you some tips. Or if they were bowling leggies, showing them the proper grip. So Dad always had time to help people, and it sounds like Joe was the same.
Exactly, and he'll never not sign an autograph. And one thing about your dad, the clip when he's in the Big Bash bowling at McCullum, like, I know you released that as a reel or something a few days ago, but that just proves his love for the game and his absolute knowledge of the game. That's the same for Joe. Like, the absolute knowledge and understanding of the game is so into the detail, and it's so engaging as cricket fans to watch, and that's why the Barmy Army loves Joe so much, but also loved your dad. It's
so cool, the parallels when you see the batsman and bowler, English, Australia, both, but at the top of their level, but how much they love cricket and how much they just want to help people. Maybe that's the blueprint. Help people and take notes, and you'll be one of the greatest. That's all you have to do. Just help people take notes.
Listening to this, there you go.
Yeah. And will we see Rudy ever? Because I know when Dad played in the Big Bash, he retired for about 5 years before that and was playing at about 42, 43. Do you think Joe would be somebody that once he's retired, he'll come back to either the 100 or some form of game to honour the smaller teams or the locals or the fans even?
I think so, yeah. If he stays fit, I think every England fan hopes to see him in Australia in 29-30. He'll be 39, 38 or 39. He'll obviously be relatively old, but he's never really struggled with injuries. So touch wood, he's here, and I think we want to see the best players play. And I know we didn't see Pat Cummins in this series, but as England fans, like, they want to see the best players. You want to see Cummins bowling at Joe. You want to see Stark and Stokes. It's a shame to not have the big names. So to have Rooty there in 29-30, it'd be great for this series.
Well, fingers crossed. Do we ever see the Barmy Army go to the 100 or to any of those games around there?
I think, like I said previously, the Barmy Army are cricket fans. They will all travel.
So they're all separated, and then we'll go support their own teams. And
but for England games, they'll come together. So all summer we've got 3 test matches against Sri Lanka and New Zealand, I think. We'll be there. We'll be there with our trumpet player. He'll be there at the ODIs. He does so much travelling. He gets around so much. I mean...
And this is Finchy you're talking about?
Finchy, yeah. He'll have been at home for 4 days post-Ashes, then back out for Sri Lanka.
Really?
Where I'm going to be seeing him soon.
So has Finchy been the #1 trumpet man all the way from when did the Barmy Army first start? What was the very first?
1994. So 1994.
And was he the trumpet man then?
The trumpet really came in the early 2000s. So it's very much chanting, and then Billy Cooper. Yeah. It was very by chance. He had his trumpet on tour, a professional trumpet player. Said, bring it to the cricket tomorrow, play along. And Paul Burnham, the guy who was running the business at the time, then said, yeah, absolutely, let's
so cool.
Let's do it. And then Billy did it up until the South Africa tour in 2019-20, and retired, had a young family, had to step away. And there we found Finchy ready and waiting in the wings to become the Barmy Army trumpet player.
It's so cool. Have you ever thought about bringing in a new instrument?
We have. We've had a saxophone in the past that's come in, and we've tried other things, but I think the blueprint really works well. The trumpet? Yeah, and the trumpet really works well. I think because Finchy's so good, I think even getting a second trumpet wouldn't really work. So they'd have to rehearse, and it's crazy. You just walk up to him and say, do you know this song from the 80s? He's like, yep, and can play it.
Really?
It's unbelievable.
So he doesn't need to rehearse or notes. He just knows how the song would go and can perform.
Yeah, honestly, it's crazy. But he's a superstar in the trumpet world. He's headlined Glastonbury. He's done world tours with Blur. So he's very good. It's his full-time career and job being a trumpet player. And he's very proud to be the Barmy Army's man.
It's so cool because that was when my friends, when I told them there's going to be a trumpet man, you might hear him, they're like, surely not. And then when the trumpet went off on day 2, I think it would have been maybe around 10:30 near the first ball, they've just gone, what the hell, is there a trumpet here? Because you just don't see that type of, noise ever in Australia. Yeah. So they were so impressed by it.
I think it needs structure and you need something to get behind. And Finchy's, as much as he is the trumpet player, he's also the conductor. And I think it helps create that unified noise, because a lot of times when chants start over there, they start over there. Having one single point of reference to be able to start it tries to keep everyone in rhythm and makes it really loud and keeps it going and going and going.
And what about your Bashers games? Because that was something that was so impressive when I heard you organising them. And thank you so much for asking me to play, but I was definitely not good enough at all. But I need to say thank you as well for the cricket game I organised the day before on the 23rd, because you send over a few of your soldiers and we wouldn't have had a game without it. So, mate, I need to say thank you so much for giving me some of your players. Did you speak to them, and any of them, did they have fun?
They absolutely loved it. Thanks for getting us involved. I know Dan, our media manager, came down and he loved it. Was so impressed with the day and how we run things. With a bit more time, let's plan it together next time and make sure it's bigger than better. But the Bashers is about, again, that spirit of cricket, the love of cricket, the England fans playing the Australia fans, Barmy Army against the Aussie fans. We lost the Bashers as well. Yeah,
I saw that because you had Archie Vaughan as well play for you guys. Is that right, in Sydney?
Archie Vaughan played for us in Sydney. I think we got about 130 and he got 85. So.
Did he? That's all right.
Now, there was probably 3,000 people down at the Allen Border Oval. So it creates a lot of noise. The media are really interested in it, and it's great. It's celebrating cricket, and it's amateur cricket, and it's not professional players, the occasional pro players, but it's all about getting loads of people down there, having a sausage sizzle, raising a bit of money for charity, and just enjoying the day.
And just seeing the community come together. Like, I know when we organised mine, I was a bit nervous if we would get a crowd and all that sort of stuff. But to see what you guys did, and with all your Bashers games, to see how much you're helping the community, all come together so close to Christmas or so close to New Year's. It's so amazing because it's all the kids that go to those events that remember it when they're a lot older, and they go, oh, how fun was that day back then? And that's what I was just really happy with, and what I love to see with your Bashers content, because it's huge. So many people go down there and they think, oh, I have to go and buy bigger tickets to this, or I can't do that, but just go to a local oval like the Allen Border Oval. It was awesome. What was it like seeing Allen Border do the coin toss with Varney? And
brilliant. It was really special. And we raised money for Alan's charity that day as well. And it was about how do we bring everyone together for cricket again. And community is the right word. And community is what cricket, it's what sport's about, isn't it? Sport's very competitive on the pitch, but even your sports teams that you play for, your club's a community, a fan group's a community. And without that, what is it? What is sport? And without fans, what is sport? So being able to be a catalyst for being able to bring people together, and we're very fortunate over the 30 years the Barmy Army's grown into very much a market-leading supporter club, and we're able to say we're playing cricket on this day at this field, come down, it's free to get in, come and enjoy it, have a drink with us, and thousands of people come. That hasn't happened overnight. There was 10 man and a dog there in the late 90s, and it's happened because it's been ever present, the Barmy Army. It's grown astronomically over the last few years, and the social media world's helped us grow the brand, tell the story more, and I think people have understand the transition from supporter club, a little bit of laddish culture, right the way through to an embracive supporter club that welcomes anyone who's a cricket fan, supports England but welcomes anyone, and that's happened naturally over the course of time with some thought into it. But we're now able to do things that are great for the game, put on games like the Bashers, raise money for charity. And that's all because we've grown this unique supporter club that's able to do it. And at the heart of it is community. Yeah.
No, you should be so proud because it is so impressive. And I could imagine only how hard it would have been, organising those events and no one coming up, and you're probably thinking, oh, should we do it again? Or what do we have to do differently? But you stayed consistent, and now you're able to put on an amazing show and raise a lot of money for charity.
Absolutely, and the guys that started the Barmy Army were doing the Bashers in the early 2000s. I mean, I don't actually know when the Bashers started, but it's been going on for years. I reckon over 25 years. Wow! And it's just grown and grown and grown. We've stuck at it. We've kept nurturing it. So it was their great idea. We've built on the legacy, and it's become a bit of a beast. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you involved next time. We're gonna have to get you playing.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely have to practice my moon balls, because that's what I did taking a hat trick when I was about 15 years old. I said I was bowling leg spin, but it was more moon balls.
Awesome.
But lastly, before we finish, can you definitely notice a shift from when the Barmy Army first started to now? Is there stuff that is similar or that's very different? Are you a lot louder, different songs?
I think the world's changed over the last 30 years astronomically. We're a lot different. It's probably unrecognisable, but the heart of what it is has stayed the same, which is a community of cricket lovers that love to support the England team, but also passionate fans that love the team, also love to travel and love Test cricket. And keeping that core, it was so great for us to see the guys running the Barmy Army now, that there was across the tour, there was over 10 founder members that were on that first tour in 94, 95 that came out.
Really?
Were still getting involved,
Wow.
wearing the new merch.
Were they one
coming
of
to
the
our
85-year-olds?
They weren't.
No?
They weren't. They weren't. They're all in the like mid to late 50s now.
Yeah.
But they're all still bought in. They're all still singing the songs,
Yeah.
getting involved, still embracing it 30 years
Yeah.
on. I mean, Dave, one of the co-founders, he came out for the first 3 tests, got
Yeah.
super involved. He's not involved at all anymore, but he's so involved on the
Yeah.
ground with us, really supportive. Paul, the same. He is involved, but he came out for Sydney just for the last one to really embrace it, see what it is. And we've kept that core of what the Barmy Army is, the uniqueness of it, whilst creating the brand and the business around it to make sure that we can give the opportunity for people to travel overseas in years to come. Ultimately, my job as MD, I'm a custodian of the brand. I'm helping it grow, I'm helping it build it, and at one point I'll have to pass it on and
Yeah.
someone else's turn to take it to that next level.
Oh, good luck and well done with everything you're doing, Chris. Any advice for me if I start the Warne's Army or something, an Australian army similar to the Barmy Army? What is my first step that I have to do?
Let's start it. First step we need to do is build a community of people that love the game, that love cricket, that love to be part of something, and then we'll start working on how we get people into stadiums together. Build an audience, get them in a stadium, maybe sing some songs, have a party, and let's see where it goes.
Perfect. All right. Well, Chris, thank you so much for coming on the Warne's Way podcast. Is there anything you'd like to sign off with or plug or tell people you've got coming up?
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me on, first of all. And I just want to say, like, to the Australian audience that's listening, you've embraced the Barmy Army. You've embraced what it's meant to be part of the Ashes series. Whilst we lost 4-1, it was an amazing, incredible tour. Everyone loved it. Thanks to yourself, Jackson, for getting involved with the Barmy Army throughout the series. And I guess just thanks to everyone who's been part of it, touched it, and let's see you all out in 2027 for the 150th anniversary test.
Sounds good. Well, Chris, thank you again. I hope you have a great 2026 and good luck with Sri Lanka.
Thanks, mate.
No worries. Thank you.